This is a video update for Dan, the owner of the mighty Commando 3, the 2025 Horse of the Year. Well, Dan, we took Connor to his first horse trial in the glamorous Thompson, Georgia. This weekend, the dressage you're seeing his early Saturday morning. Saturday was dressage and show jumping, and then Sunday was the cross country. Connor's been working really, really well, but I intentionally stuck him in a pretty easy contest. He's sort of competing at the preliminary level, which is very, very simplistic and easy for Connor, just because if you remember, our last time we evented him was in October around the Maryland 5-star, and Connor really dug deep and had to really push around the cross country, and I just wanted his first experience for the year to be a bit soft and easy. So I actually ended up in the preliminary level, which is sort of the equivalent of the 2-star level in eventing, with the idea that I was expecting Connor to be very, very excited and fresh and nervous, and that's exactly what he is. He actually looks pretty good here, but you'll see it in a moment there. He gets a little bit spooky and sharp. At this time of the year, especially when it's cold and he's getting fit, and he's a bit of a handful to ride, but I know him through and through, and I sort of know the more work I put into him and the more he sort of gets into the season, the more he settles down. So this competition was specifically supposed to be easy because I knew he'd be a bit sharp and fresh, and on top of that I wanted to try and give him a really easy experience after he had such a strenuous finish to last year. Connor sort of had all of November off. We gave him 1 month rest and brought him back into work at the beginning of December. December was sort of spent a lot of hacking and sort of long, slow fitness work, trot sets on our track. Our gallop track at the farm in Pennsylvania was usable most of the time, and we started doing these sort of long, slow canters. I jumped him a handful of times in December and then early January, and then we brought him down to Aiken, South Carolina about the 15th of January, and we've been down here at our sort of winter training base in South Carolina. Connor's feeling very good. We took him to Ocala. We had a team training session there earlier this week. Actually, we did some dressage training, then he got a big vet check done, and then we jumped him in a big class. Actually, Peter Wild jumped him. My jumping coach schooled him around 1.25 m in the big stadium there. The idea is Connor's he's one of the best horses in the world in my opinion, but he's a bit of a tricky ride, so having Peter, who's an Olympic gold medalist in pure show jumping, ride the horse and school the horse for us is a huge advantage. Obviously, our main goal this spring is going to be the Kentucky 5-star at the end of April. So everything we're doing is sort of pointing the horse towards that. And, Connor's obviously a pretty electric, enthusiastic horse. So these early competitions, we just sort of got to weather the storm and try and get through them without too many disasters. Unfortunately, in the cross country, we don't have it on the video, but he had a big spook and a shy at a pretty easy jump in the water jump in the cross country on Sunday, and he spooked off it and sort of ran by it. So we circled around and hopped over again. So it's a bit embarrassing that we had the horse of the year, and then we actually had a run out in the open prelim. Again, this you can see him charging around a bit there. The best thing about this pine top is it's quite a sort of a big property. It's a couple thousand acres and has a nice open cross-country course. So the dressage and show jumping are a bit primitive, but it's sort of we just need to get Connor out and competing again. And I think the more he goes out to the shows, the less we can sort of get a little bit of this in electricity out of him a bit. Training-wise, first things first, they did a big vet check at this training camp on Monday and Tuesday, and the horse is very, very healthy. They ultrasounded his legs, they x-rayed him all over, and he seems to be a really, really healthy horse, which is, once the horses get to this 5-star level, they start showing a bit of wear and tear. And touch wood, Connor's been a very resilient horse, considering the amount of big competitions that we've done with him. I got my groom Steph to lead me into the start box. He's can be a little bit feisty, so just having my groom there lead him in just keeps him nice and settled. I felt like we actually started the course really well, and to be honest, I'm not too worried about this run out that we had. I mean, it's almost a bit laughable that Connor can go around Aachen and Kentucky and Maryland, and then we have a run out at the preliminary at his early competition here. But he's, I think he's one of the best horses in the world, but he is a bit of a handful, especially early in the year when he's fresh and it's cold. I think we're down here in South Carolina for another month, so we're just going to keep working away at his fitness. At the moment, we're sort of building up his endurance and stamina. He does these long, slow gallops once, sometimes twice a week, and we're up to 5 miles now. So he does a 20-minute trot, and then he canters for basically 5 miles. Well, it's 5 1-mile things with a 30-second breather, a bit of interval training. The horse looks really good. I've just got to watch he doesn't lose too much weight, actually, because he's already still fit from last year. So his body looks good, and going forward, obviously we've got to improve the dressage. And after our blip in the cross-country today, I think I'm going to cross-country school him a couple of more times while I'm down here. I only did the one sort of mini cross-country training, thinking that he should be experienced enough to fly around this course. But horses are a humbling thing, and it's a good reminder that we've got to make sure that Connor's perfectly prepared as we build him up towards our goal in April. Dan, the next show I'm going to take him to, I think I'm going to just do a combined test, which is the dressage and show jumping only at the Grand Prix eventing. I rode him there last year at Bruce's Field. I think he finished second or third. But it freaks him out a bit. If you remember, we ran him at the Carolina International 2 weeks later at the 3-star level, and he had the first 2 rails down. So I think we've just got to be a little bit careful that we don't get too greedy early in the season and race him around like a go-kart, because he's a bit of an eccentric-minded horse. So it's important that I think that we don't take him to too many crazy events. But I think it would be good for him to do the dressage and show jumping, because again, it would be another good opportunity to get him into a spooky ring with lots of atmosphere, and he just needs to get used to it. The following weekend, which is the first weekend in March, that's March 5, 6, 7, I'm going to take him to Chattahoochee Hill, which is near Atlanta, Georgia. We've never taken Connor there. They've just changed the list of events, so I kind of like that one. Next, we'll do a 4-star short, which will be much bigger jumps and a more complicated dressage test. And again, we probably won't go super fast at that one. And then the following month in April, so we'll go back to Pennsylvania after that. And then the very first weekend in April, we'll bring him down for Stableview 4-star short, which would be a proper run before Kentucky, where I'd ride him at a little higher speed. He should be really fit by then, and then 3 weeks later he'll complete at Kentucky. Anyway, after Thompson, Georgia, having a look at earlier in the week in Ocala, Florida, Peter Wild actually he jumped in for us. This is about 1.25 meters, so it's just slightly smaller than what we jump at the 5 stars, but not much smaller. And Connor's a brilliant show jumper. Yeah, if you sort of look at the horse's record throughout his career, when we really need him to jump well at the big competitions, he never lets us down. He's a fantastic jumper. And as I said to you on the phone today, the biggest challenge we got with the horse is that he's just a little over enthusiastic. But I kind of like that. You need a horse that's got plenty of fire, especially at the top level of the sport. We want an animal that has no quit in him, and that's Connor. When we get to these big 5 stars and you're at mile 4 at 35 cross country jumps in a row, you need to have something that's sort of is resilient, and that's probably Connor's best attribute. It should be a good year for him. Obviously, last year he was the Horse of the Year in the United States, which is a massive accomplishment. And we finished 2nd at Kentucky 5-star, 5th at Aachen, and 3rd at Maryland. So really, really good results. And I think we've got a better horse. Well, we should have a more experienced, more seasoned horse this year. So it's exciting in the sense that if he can do just a little bit better than last year, it's very, very impressive.